Julie, congratulations on your nomination for the 32nd District in Texas for a seat in Congress.
Thank
Um,
you.
Tell us a little bit about what you, if elected, what you hope, what issues do you hope to bring to the fore in Congress?
Well, there's several issues I think that are really top of mind for Democrats. One would be to pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Act and the Freedom to Vote Act, HR 1. There's a reason why it's HR 1. The freedom to vote. Texas, where I'm from, is one of the most restrictive states on voting in the whole country. It's very difficult to register to vote and to vote in this state. And that's been a strategic aim for Republicans to try to squash the vote and keep people from having the opportunity to participate in our democracy. And then I think from that, obviously restoring a woman's right to abortion and reproductive health freedom for women is clearly up there as well. Again, Texas leads the way, is the state that kind of initiated the abortion bans that have been permeating the country. And so restoring our freedom to be able to make our own healthcare choices is critically important. And in conjunction with that, passing the Equality Act for LGBT people to have the freedom and the dignity to live the full life without free from discrimination and incrimination as well. And then there's so many other issues besides those top ones on housing affordability and many other issues. Transportation, Dallas-Fort Worth is the fastest growing metropolitan area. So we have the housing issues that stem from that, utility issues, water, electricity, roads, all of those things that make our society function. So there's lots to do.
As you mentioned, Texas leads the way and probably the opposite direction in some of these issues. And you were at the forefront of fighting some of the Republican supermajority on some of these issues. Talk a little bit about the work you did to kill these anti-LGBTQ bills and some of the other work that you've done in the state legislature.
Sure. Sure. I'm in the state legislature now in Texas. I flipped my House seat red to blue in 2018. I'm the first Democrat to hold it in almost 40 years. In that cycle, myself and my good friend Jessica Gonzalez got elected, both out members of the LGBTQ community. We formed with some of our other colleagues the first ever LGBTQ caucus in the Texas legislature. And we really bonded together to really defeat a lot of the discriminatory measures that were offered from Republicans. In the 2 sessions ago, there were 77 anti-LGBT bills. In this past session, there were 144. They almost doubled. And so we've been on the front lines of defeating many of those. And it's been very, very important that we've been in those rooms, in those small spaces, to be able to move the needle in a positive way forward, to keep hateful and harmful legislation from coming to the floor. It's behind the scenes, most of these Republicans don't believe in discriminating against the LGBTQ community, but they pander to their base and pander to a small segment of right-wing primary voters. And so they all have their hate card punching, on their list. It's been critically important that we're at the table. It's very personal to us, and we fight it very hard, and we've been very, very effective.
Now, if you're elected, you would be the first LGBTQ person from openly, I should add,
The first one will admit it.
openly from the South. What would that mean for you, for Texas, for the South generally?
Well, it's not lost on me the significance of my race and what it means. And, I am very happy that I'm in this position, especially coming from Texas, a state that is so initiative of all this hate against the LGBT community, be the first ever to win in this state. Very proud about who I am. I don't shy away from my life and my wife and my family. But, there's like anything, I'm not a one issue person. I'm a multi-issue person. And I think the voters have recognized that I'm smart, I work hard, I'm thoughtful, pragmatic on a lot of issues. And so I'm excited to be here, to have the platform to shine the spotlight that our community is meaningful. It's here. We have a lot of great people in it, and we deserve to be at the table in the politics.
Mm. What change have you seen on the ground since the switch at the top of the ticket to Kamala Harris? Have you seen increased in volunteers, enthusiasm? What sort of changes have you seen?
Honey, it is exciting. Let's put it down. Let's just put it that way. The enthusiasm is off the chain. I think I think for multiple reasons. One, that President Biden showed immense statesmanship and immense courage and an immense just patriotism by what he did, putting country over self. Few people will give up power for the betterment of our country. And the selflessness with which he did that is so admired by Democrats all over. But then I think the second piece of that, that we coalesced so quickly around clearly the most qualified person in Kamala Harris, and that the Democrats didn't dissolve into a circus of power grabbing was epic. And the fact that we were strategic, that everybody got on board immediately, I think has provided, and the unity with which and the swiftness with which Democrats acted has propelled this momentum that's just snowballing in record ways. And I think it's going to really transcend down ballot here in Texas. You know, I've gone to events now where all these times are first-time voters. People are really wanting to engage. The phones of our campaign have been ringing off the wall of how can I get involved? I've never done anything before, but I feel like I really want to this time. And so that's really transcending to, I think we're going to have some surprises on election day. I think Democrats are going to pick up some seats. It is very, very exciting. We're all working really hard. Learn the lessons of 2016. Don't take it for granted. Don't make assumptions, and just don't let up. Just keep pressing till the polls close on election day, and that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, I mean, I love having people from Texas on, because I always want to ask the question is, when is it going to turn blue? And, you know, we always think it's one election away. You know, could this be the year? Could this be the year that we finally get rid of
It could
Ted
be,
Cruz?
you know, it really could be. I think you just never know. I mean, there was a 5-point gap at the presidential level, a 2-point at the Senate level. I mean, over the cycles, Texas has been compressing and getting closer and closer anyway. And you just never know. I mean, there is voter registrations are off the chain. You know, Beto O'Rourke's company group is doing a big job with that. And just everybody's working in together, you know, as in one group and the way that it's supposed to. And that's refreshing as well. Normally it's like herding cats sometimes around here. And so it's great that we're all marching forward with one purpose, one vision, with one, you know, unwavering commitment to defeat Donald Trump and everything that he represents.
Thank you so much. Good luck with your race. I'm sure you don't need it, but it's
Thank
there.
you so much. Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.